Hello, everyone, and welcome to a symphonic note. These are quick cutscenes that Symphony offers that run parallel with our ongoing Vampire the Masquerade campaign, Sanguine Arch. These brief scenes are high impact, emotionally dense, and kind of give you some additional insight on the characters that populate this world and the story that we are collectively telling together. This symphonic note is called The Boardroom. We are going to start with some very brief introductions. Doc, hit us, baby. Tell us who you are and who you're playing tonight.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Doc. I am playing the. I think we've gotten to know the scandal of Columbus after a few episodes. Connor Rowe, an
Yeah.
unacknowledged after 30 years Ventru.
Love it. Love it. Who's attending his very first Ventru clan meeting. I'm sure everything's going to be
It's
fine.
it's gonna be totally fun. Clearly, my sire's totally not missing and hasn't
Right.
been missing for an uncomfortable amount of time.
It's
Everything's
fine.
fine.
Everything's fine. And joining us for the very first time on the Symphony, Bridget's own personal head storyteller and her local vampire lark, Doug. Doug, hi, baby. Welcome to the co-storyteller seat and the NPC seat. Baby, tell us who you are, and because we've never met you before, just a brief introduction, and then tell us who you're going to be playing tonight.
Well, she said it. My name is Doug. I have been playing Vampire for since Vampire existed. Um, 1995 when I was like 10 years old and was like, yo, give me this book. And mom's like, sure, why not? Can't hurt.
It worked out great for
Um,
me.
Worked out fantastic. Tonight I am playing the Ventru Primogen of Columbus, Theodore von Koenig, and I will be conducting this boardroom soiree, I guess you could say.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
love it.
good.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right, you gorgeous gentlemen. The eye candy on this symphonic note is just devastating. You guys ready to hop in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's hop in. Connor, you are sitting in your car. You are
Yes.
parked on a cobblestone street at the corner of Front and Hoster between two historic brick buildings in the brewery district of Columbus, Ohio. Now, you're familiar with this area of town, of course. This is traditionally known as Old German Brewing District, with a very rich and a very lush history of distilleries and breweries that populated in this area along the Scioto River that runs through downtown Columbus. You are sitting in your car beneath a street light that is spotting and blinking, like many are in this particular area, as it straddles the modern and the old and does so in a very elegant but sometimes uncomfortable way. You are watching as you are outside of the venue and you see Ventru arriving to this meeting. Now, you've never been to a boardroom meeting before. You've never been to a clan meeting before, but Mr. Prim has allowed you to attend gatherings. So you are aware of many of the other Ventru who are arriving. There are about 30 or so here in the city. Some you see are being escorted and dropped off by chauffeurs, drivers. Some appear to be self driven. At least one couple is walking, their arms interlocked. A woman's head is draped across a man's shoulder as they move hand in hand beyond your car. They don't seem to notice you as they drop down a flight of steps into this venue that disappears. And you see at least one black woman with a half shaven head and the other side with multicolored dreads exit out of a lift. Everyone has their own style. And that's where you are now. Tell us how you're feeling and when you actually plan to go in.
Feeling wise, I am nervous. I mean, I was embraced 30 years ago and never been invited to one of these meetings.
Yeah.
And now that Mr. Prim is missing, suddenly I get an invitation to one. And even knowing that my accounter, I don't even know if she's in Columbus still. I think she may have gone back down to Louisiana, I believe it was.
Dayton is
Dayton, okay.
where your
Dayton.
daughter, your broodmate, your accounter is currently residing.
Daughter is a word I wouldn't use anymore.
That's fair. After that
But
touchstone was demolished, that's fair.
yeah, that was mean. R2 you a hoe. Carl, leave that in the edit, please, for when he watches these. But I would watch a few more people go in, and I'd wait until the stream of people is slowing down. It looks like instead of saying five people arriving at once, maybe it's down to three or two or one straggler, and I will tighten my jacket a bit, straighten it out as I get out of my car, straighten the tie a little, and will slowly walk my way towards the entrance.
Okay. Now, Doug, our co-storyteller tonight, chose this venue, which I've never personally been to, so I did just a little bit of research. Doug, I am correct that the entry to this venue is when you hit street level, you have to drop down a set of concrete stairs to enter, correct?
Yep. The concrete stairs go into limestone vaults that were used way back in the day when two German immigrants opened up what was then the Bavarian Brewery.
Mm.
And these limestone vaults have been used for micro event venues for weddings and uh, other important things like this board meeting. So.
Connor, you drop down these concrete stairs and you get to the door. And I'm just curious, Doug, does the Primogen have security that is clearing people as they enter, or is that just not something that he's particularly worried about? Is there any barrier of entry at all, or is Connor able to just walk into the venue?
He is able to walk into the venue. There is a sign that says closed for a private event.
Mm-hmm.
But the Primogen is secure in himself and secure in his building and doesn't feel the need for security.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So, Connor, you bottom out
Mhm.
this flight of stairs. You turn the corner and you are able to guide yourself into this venue. To Doug's point, this is a great place to host ceremonies. Weddings are a very popular thing, anniversaries. It doesn't have a very large capacity. I think from what I saw online, it might be able to seat 100 people, 200 people. If so, it's a very intimate place. But just Doug, when Connor walks into this room, how is it set up? What do we see?
Well, the chamber it feels intimate because, again, there's not a lot of space. With 40 or so Ventru coming in and presenting themselves, the seating is arranged in small clusters around the room. Each chair is well cushioned for comfort, except for where Primogen Koenig is sitting. He is sitting in a high back solid oak chair, its surface freshly polished but worn with use. Meticulous carvings of German lions adorn its armrests, a
Mm.
testament to its craftsmanship. The chair sits flush against the back of the wall. Anyone who wishes to approach must approach from the front.
Ooh. Connor, I don't know what you were expecting when you walked into this room, but I can tell you this much. When you enter, there's a streamline of almost integration. It's not like the entire room stops and looks at you. There's not the scandalous finger pointing or the whispers or the eye contact. It doesn't seem like anyone is particularly surprised to see you in this moment, which indicates that they were probably given the heads up that you were incoming, the Primogen, or perhaps this whip, if he has one. We'll decide that later on in the game. But it doesn't seem like there's a lot of surprise. There's no assigned seating. And right now, mostly people are milling around. And this is like walking into any other networking event. You can see small pockets of individuals greeting each other. Women, venture in particular, kiss each other once on either side of the cheek. There looks to be some are operating from a high level of etiquette and formality. Some are a lot more relaxed. You have that black woman that you have her name, by the way. It is Monica Darby, who is sitting back on one of these oversized chairs. She has her feet kicked up against the limestone wall and she is running through her phone like lightning. There are other small pockets of Ventru greeting each other. Some are sitting at a table. Everyone is well dressed. What do you do when you integrate into this environment? Because that's what it is. It's one stream joining a larger one without much disruption.
I'm gonna first walking in. There's a moment of hesitation, expecting all everybody to stop and point, like, "Why is he here?" kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I don't see that happening, I'm going to look around to see if there's any Ventru that I recognize, any of them who've been even shown a modicum of kindness over the last 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing that quick sweep on
Yeah.
who's a sweetheart in this room or who's someone that has seen me at least as an individual and not just whatever it is Mr. Prim has cultivated you to be. I'm going to give you one option, and then I'm just going to have Doug make up another NPC, and you can choose between the two. There
Okay.
is one gentleman that is exiting a conversation from two younger ladies and looks like he's moving his way around. He is in a linen suit with the linen shorts with a tie and like the one button, very new age fashion, especially for Columbus summer. This is a white male with friendly, deep, dark, dead eyes. The smile is always on his face. He always seems very amicable and approachable and friendly. And this is Charles Garby, and you see him making his way from small pockets, greeting, saying hello, and things of that nature. Duck, who else does he see that he knows at least is a friendly or a tolerant face in this basement?
There is an individual wearing a very stylized white and purple suit, a little unconventional for a Ventrue. It's a little gaudy, but he is in the fashion business.
Mm,
His name is Mr. Solomon Key, and he has shown you some tolerance in the past. He listens, which a lot of people might not have,
hmm.
and has offered you advice.
All right.
Whether you took it or not, that's up to you.
Depends how many fingers I had broken the next day.
That's very true.
I'll give you a hint. It wasn't zero. Also, out of curiosity, is anybody directly speaking to Primogen Koenig?
Yeah, that's a
Uh,
great question.
yeah.
Storyteller, how does that look?
Uh, Currently, Primgen Koenig's chair is empty,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and you do not see him among the crowd.
Well, that kind of 86 is what I was thinking of doing.
Sorry.
It does set you up for disadvantage if you don't know how to behave in a venture meeting. You're at least going to get the advantage of watching everyone respond to him, and you can kind of make a
That
better judgment from there.
that is a very good point because
Life's a trade-off.
I will walk up to the that Charles Garby fellow,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to speak directly, but I'm kind of just like walk over and just give him a little nod of like an acknowledgement of, "Hi, I'm here, and I'm not sure why."
Charles catches you in his periphery as you approach, and you do the nod and you wait. Are you averting your eyes or are you looking
Oh
at
yeah.
him?
Oh, I
Okay.
am looking down. There's even though I was like scanning the room, it's at that like low angle of like looking up while looking down just to see what's around me.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because I'm also I'm looking for Harpy Natasha,
You know
knowing
she's coming.
that anything you do out of line is gonna get nailed.
Boom, 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 boom,
So
boom,
I am
boom.
trying to avoid any faux pas because this is my first board meeting,
Yeah.
and I am unacknowledged. My sire is not here. My accounter's not here.
Yeah.
I got a lot of strikes against me just walking into the room, so I am on eggshells.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
even up walking to Charles is very like just very quiet, hands folded in front of me, a submissive position.
So you're standing there in front of Charles in this submissive position, and he adjusts the frames that he has, and you just hear, and that was directed towards you. I don't know if the mic picked it up, but it's like a he clicks his teeth at you.
It did pick it up. Wow, that's
Oh,
good
look at
mic.
that, small victories.
I will. I'll slowly look up at him.
And then when you connect eye contact, he kind of does one of these quickly eye to eye things, and he says, "Good evening, Mr. Rowe. Ventrue do not avert their eyes under any circumstances. Most of our
I
powers are based on emotional and intellectual manipulation that require eye contact. It is considered disrespectful not to make eye contact. So eyes up."
and I will. I'll straighten up a little bit, and I apologize. Being under the accounting, I didn't want to cross any lines of disrespect to people.
No, I understand. I'm helping you cross some of those lines before you're corrected by someone not as friendly. Good evening, Mr. Rowe. How are you? And his voice picks up and he immediately sinks into or slips into that conversational networking vibe.
I'd be lying if I said things were good. If I'm being completely honest with you, there have been some developments after. Well, I'm sure you've heard of what happened at the water park.
We're receiving several reports regarding that incident, yes. And I understand that you were present for that.
I was, and for a brief minute, there's like this grin on my face of I shouted down a shadow demon.
And just some woman behind you, and I'm just going to tee this back up to Doug, that gets her attention immediately. Doug, talk us through that.
She perks up. She was seeming a little bit bored with the people that she was talking to, the same rigmarole. Um, she's been to plenty of these meetings, and it's always the same kind of thing. But the moment the words shadow demon come out of your mouth, she perks up and walks over to you, uh, placing a gentle hand on your shoulder,
Mm.
and says, well, 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 a shadow demon. Please regale us with this experience.
As that hand touches my shoulder, there's like that instinctive, like, oh God, I'm being touched.
I'm being perceived. Oh no.
No, no.
I mean, if only you knew, Doug. If only you knew. But I'll explain the story of how we were trying to leave, getting the venture that I found there out. I was looking for them in the crowd. I'm assuming they weren't there, given we kind of just dumped them at Prince Nia Glasses and like, here you go. They're your problem now. But I'll explain that the coterie was. I will avoid the word coterie.
Yep, smart.
As
Smart,
I'm saying,
smart
like, I'm
play.
not going to say the hard C word.
Yep, smart play.
I would say that a group of kindred were there, and one of them was being attacked, which led to me, and I'll kind of smile a bit, almost relishing for a brief minute of telling the story. I'm terrible with firearms, but I know that my voice has power, and so I relied on that and basically shouted it down, and I was able to rescue the afflicted kindred.
And only in a county of 30 years. You should be proud of yourself.
If Connor could blush, he would blush right now.
The conversation continues, and Mr. Garby, almost in a way, not adopts you, but kind of does the if you choose to follow me, I'm not going to shoo you away. As he continues to move from pocket to pocket, he'll make general introductions, nothing overly, obtrusive, nothing disrespectful, but this is Mr. Connor Rowe, and you get some condolences for the missing of Mr. Prim. You get some that's just like, oh, it's him. It's a mixed bag of what you get as you are introduced around. Eventually, Harpy Natasha does come down. You can hear her heels on the brick before you ever see her face. And the second her stream joins the larger stream, you notice that there's a temperature shift where everyone is just like, all right, how many boons is this woman going to extort out of me today for whatever mishap? And Doug, just the fastest rundown ever, because we will be referencing Harpy Natasha. She's new into the position right now, and she is a
Ice
etiquette
Queen?
fiend and an ice queen. So, like, if anyone in this room stands higher than you when you walk in the room, she's going to ding them for a trivial boon. If someone doesn't use your honorific correctly, she's going to ding them for a minor boon. Like, she has an assistant that does nothing but carries around books and books of ledgers because she dings everyone on every possible infraction of etiquette possible.
All right.
It's not a discomfort, it's not a distaste, it's not even a frustration. It's just one of those, you watch all the money bags kind of like pull the drawstring on the top of it as soon as she walks in, because they know that her fingers are going into the cookie jar the second they slip up on anything. She comes in, she integrates like this stream, and Doug, I think this is a good time to introduce our primogen.
Yeah. So once the harpy makes her presence known, the primogen makes his presence known. It's almost like it was coordinated. He is exactly 15 minutes late to his own event. Yeah, I mean, scandalous, right?
Scandalous.
I almost want to say, well, I'd be watching it like as he comes in, like do that little quick like peek at the watch and look at Harpy Natasha like, is she gonna do it?
Yeah.
Is
Is
she
he
is she gonna
gonna
go after
do
the
it?
Primogen?
He gives her a stare.
Ooh,
Like, try me. Do it. Does she?
It's your meeting. And this isn't an infraction to any Camarilla etiquette. It's disrespectful. And you can also see her looking at the gold watch on her wrist as she straightens out her red dress and just continues to acknowledge you because you have higher status than she does.
Hmm.
And also, she can't ding you for being late on your own meeting. It's your meeting.
That's fair.
She can just be upset, which you can tell that she is.
Good. That's what he wants.
What do we see
Um,
when we look at you?
he is a man of presence. He walks into the room and eyes turn. People, without even having seen him walk into the room, are like, "Oh, somewhat," and then they turn around. He is not wearing a traditional suit. He is just simply wearing a button-up shirt, some slacks, and no tie, no bow tie.
Mm,
He has the arms pulled up to the sleeve and buttoned, um, and just the top two buttons of his shirt are open. He is traditionally handsome in an Eastern European way.
hmm
Um, and when he finally looks at you, Connor, his eyes bore through you. Like he is taking the measure of a man.
mm.
And when he's done taking that measure, he comes over, places a hand on your shoulder, and offers his in greeting.
I will hold eye contact and firmly shake his hand
Okay.
and
You
say,
return.
Primogen Koenig, thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome. Please come, sit. I have a seat just for you. And he starts walking towards the high backed solid oak chair, which, by the way, again, is the only chair that has no cushions, no nothing. Just to
I'll
take a note of that.
I will follow him.
Okay. He has a chair set off to the right hand side. It is well cushioned, well made, and he gestures. Everyone else in the room is confused, maybe.
Mm.
Like, why does he get to sit there? What is going on here? But he doesn't move to sit until you do, and once you sit, the rest of the room will sit, and he will sit. He is the last to sit.
Little hamster wheels doing figure eights, being like, wait,
What?
what is going
What?
on here?
One moment I want to explore between this unspoken symmetry that's happening throughout this entire boardroom meeting, which, Connor, it's not a boardroom that you would imagine with a long mahogany table and the chairs. This is much more, it's just much more. Maybe this is a reflection of the Primogen style, maybe not. But there is an acknowledgement, a recognition that as soon as you sit, he sits and they sit, and a hush falls over the room. And in between those two beats, I do have a question for Doug. And it's a question
Mhm.
that I surprise all of my guest storytellers and
Let's
my
go.
NPCs with. And you're going to crush this, I already know. In By Night Studios, Laws of the Night, the way that they handle status is similar to how we do it in our LARP with the monikers that go back and forth. Right now, I have Prince Nia Glass sitting at a 9, potentially a 10. So I'm not letting anyone get close enough to her beyond maybe a 7. So, like Mr. Prim, was one of the most notable Ventrus in the city, was sitting on a 6. I think he was actually sitting at a 6. So, my choice or my question for you is, are you a 6, 7, or 8? Status wise.
Well, Venture do aim to be the best.
Mm,
So he is probably the closest to the prince with an 8.
I love this. Okay. With 8 status, your very first status, of course, is acknowledged.
Mhm.
That takes us down to 7. What is the flavor profile of this man? What are his other 7 status monikers?
Well, let's start with the one you would typically get in the game we play, right? As a
Hmm.
primogen with revered.
Revered is good.
Mhm. He is cherished.
Cherished is good.
Mhm. He is feared.
Ooh, Prim has three of those, as a matter of fact.
Well, hey, there you go.
Acknowledged, revered, cherished, feared. Keep going.
Um, hmm. I this is where it gets interesting because
Uh-oh.
you don't have to stick to the traditional, right?
No, not at all. You can choose anything you want.
Yeah. Um, Domineering.
Oh, that speaks for why the entire room just adjusted to you. Okay.
Mhm. Resourceful.
Ooh, always a good one
What
from
what
Venture.
what are we at there? That's
Uh-huh, baby.
acknowledged,
That's
revered,
acknowledged, revered,
feared,
cherished, feared, domineering, resourceful. Two more.
two more. Uh, Tested.
Ooh, one day I want to hear the backstory on how you got tested. Even, yeah, even Doc like that one. Both Doc and I was like, oh,
I
okay,
mean,
Daddy,
damn, like,
tested.
yeah.
Damn, somebody's been through the fire and came out on the other side. We can't wait to hear that story.
Hey, I'll come for another note.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
This would be your most recent status. Chances are one given to you by the current La Sombra Prince.
Can't say that 'cause it's going to be something like Fluffy Bunny because the Somber hate the veteran.
Genre
But
is genre, honey.
I'm just saying, no. Let's give him his last one. Uh, Knowledgeable.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
He
Okay.
knows things.
Yes, he does. This is good. Okay, really fast. Give me just a quick second here. I need to make sure that I have this put back into my notes. Connor, as you sit down, as your primogen sits down, as the room sits down, you recognize this man beside you for what he is, which is acknowledged, revered, cherished, feared, domineering, resourceful, tested, and knowledgeable. Primogen, how do your meetings, or let me correct that. Primogen, how does your meeting begin?
The meeting begins with him looking to each individual and acknowledging that they actually exist. He he is he is all those things those monikers are,
Mm-hmm.
but he is also attentive to his clan, to the clan of kings, and he will always hold them up and respect them. Uh, the last person he looks at is Connor, being right at his side. And when that is done, he addresses the room. Kings of Columbus, thank you for attending this boardroom meeting. We have some things to discuss, I'm sure. Shadow demons. He muses to himself, low enough that only you can hear that, actually. But he smiles, leans back in his chair, uh, and looks to the harpy. Do we have anything from you, dear harpy?
Natasha is going to stand, and then this is just something where I'm just going to fluff it because I don't want to portray a character that Tiffany is killing to the level that she is killing it right now. But just as the harpy in her capacity of that office, and then also as a facilitator, a helper, an aid to your meeting, at least in this perspective, I am going to have her go through. And then, Doug, this is a question of the day. For
Sure.
the round table of introductions, because it totally makes sense that the harpy would do this, you've already acknowledged each individual by name. Or did you just look at them as you
Nope,
went around the
just
room?
looking at him.
Okay, so then she's going to facilitate introductions if you're okay with that.
That is fine.
So Harpy Natasha is going to stand and she is going to facilitate introductions one after the other. Question of the day here, Doug. Which order does she go in? Because the order that she would prefer to go in is by status in the Camarilla. But if you have
Status.
a status by Camarilla. So
Status. Yep.
Connor, you do notice that as Natasha stands and she opens up her ledger, she has everyone that's in attendance acknowledged and recognized by status. So your primogen with their 8 status, she goes through that, and then she goes to the 7s, to the 6s, to the 5s, to the 4s, to the 3s, to the 2s, to those who only hold acknowledgement. And then eventually she's going to get to you. Now, the one thing that she asks alongside everyone's name, acknowledgement, things of that nature is going to be. And then, Doug, your question of the day. How do you feel about what does Ventru mean to you? Or how do you lead? Or how have you exemplified or celebrated the clan in the last quarter? Or what's a fun question that she can tie into this one? This is almost akin to an icebreaker, but there's a lot more intentionality behind it.
Okay. So how has he celebrated the clan?
Okay.
Um,
Oh, sorry. Is that the question that you're
yeah,
okay
yeah,
with her
yeah, yeah.
asking each person?
Yep.
So every single person gets that exact same question. So it's going to be as she's going around the room. It'll be Charles Garbley, status, 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 status. How have you recently celebrated the clan? Mr. Solomon Keys, status, status, status. How have you celebrated the clan? Shreya Singh, status, status, status. She does herself. Monica Darby, status, status, status. How have you celebrated? And once she gets to the zeros, which is just you, she looks to you and says, Mr. Connor Rowe, how have you celebrated the Clan of Kings this quarter?
I have done my best to lead fellow kindred without fear. Kings lead from the front, and I've done what I can to assert myself in that position among the fellow kindred.
The harpy's eyes flicker across the room to the primogen, and she's either asking if her duties in this capacity are sufficient and she can move the agenda on, or if you're satisfied with that response from the newcomer. Uncertain, but she's glaring at you with that inquiry.
The Primogen gives her a nod. He is happy with that answer.
She nods in return, and then she offers the floor over to Charles Garvey, who is going to speak on matters regarding of Mr. Prim. And Connor, you quickly realize they must all have an agenda. Somebody has the agenda because it seems
Somebody
like
got
they know where they're going.
the minutes ahead of time.
Didn't you get it at the door? Didn't the doorman give it to you?
What doorman?
Oh, you came through the servants' entrance, right? Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
the disrespect.
the
disrespect.
disrespect
The disrespect.
continues.
He was so nice up until then. We made it, what, 30 minutes?
Don't trust nobody in CID, honey.
I learned it with R2.
Right. Yeah, I was about to say, if nothing else, you know, Teddy Bear comes in and then he starts like ripping off the seaming and pulling out all your stuffing. So Mr. Charles Garvey takes to the seat and he goes, Thank you, Harpy Natasha, for the floor. Primogen, thank you for the opportunity to speak. There are just a few items that I want to discuss in regards to Mr. Prim. And he looks to you, Connor, and outwardly gives you a compassionate and sympathetic face. And for what it's worth, from this side of the room, it looks genuine.
I will return that look. Just, yeah. Almost like looking back without saying, like, what do we know?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a single nod in acknowledgement as he pulls out a very small pocket size um, spiral notebook, except the front of it is leather and it has some type of emblem on it that you can't see from this distance. And he flips a few pages, lifts his thumb, flips a couple more pages, and he says, As we're all aware, Mr. Prim has been missing for a total of 34 days at the point of this declaration. He had several items on his agenda to be presented. Given his absence, Primogen, I would merely like to acknowledge the items that are on this agenda, but I don't feel comfortable moving forward with them until we have his final directive in the event that he does not return to the city.
Very well. Go with them.
And Mr. Garvey moves very quickly to the back of the room. He hits a side panel where like one of those projection screen goes, and you already know it's one of those ones where like the family photos show up or like cute little wedding videos or whatever. Except for his is all high teched out with an entire experience of a presentation that he throws out. And viewers, you can thank Ryan Dickerson for all of this nonsense that I'm getting ready to read off of you on what Mr. Prim has been working on. I didn't write a drop of this. Y'all
Oh,
blame Ryan.
you
This is
throw the guy
absolutely
under the
R2.
bus on his
On
birthday?
his birthday. Yes. Oh,
On
by the way, happy birthday,
his
Ryan.
happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Ryan.
R2. You a hoe.
Miss you, man. I understand why he's 30 years in accounting now.
You Oh, the shade is so good. The forecast has, oh, no sun whatsoever. Mr. Garvey stands at the front of the room and he begins using a pin laser pointer as this. It's not even a PowerPoint, guys. It's a full multi-screen experience that expands over. It is a living story of graphs and color and infographic and handwritten notes. And this is basically what he's able to present. Fellow kings, the majority of Mr. Prim's clan-facing projects are attempts or ideas to future-proof clan business in the case of a structural collapse, which he does believe in the United States is imminent. If you will look at this slide here, and then there's all this data, and Connor, you've composed some of this data. You're seeing some of the graphs that you've crafted. You're watching your own demographics that he's outsourced to you pop up on this screen. You just didn't know what they were for.
Those demographics that he told me were wrong and that the graphs were wrong.
And he
And
broke a rib for her because he didn't like the contrast between the pink and the red. It was too close and it wasn't dynamic enough to show the difference. You're watching this data populate on the screen. According to Mr. Prim, he believes that the United States is an important linchpin in global trade and security. And if the U.S. falls into sectarian conflict, there are a large number of downstream consequences that we will need to manage. Another entire display opens up. These are his initial plans to either severely regionalize or cripple the internet, along with crippling electrical grids and other efforts that the Klan can take to increase the political balkanization in the event of an entirety collapse in the U.S. infrastructure. Now, and then another screen pops up. You can see here by his estimations and research, he believes that should the U.S. suffer a societal collapse, the smaller fabrics will be compartmentalized into smaller isolated chunks, which he believes that we will be able to directly manage by these various means. And then there's just a quiet that falls over the room as you are looking at his recitation of really horrific statistics and probabilities that range from estimated human death tolls to resource shortages to various scenarios of political, environmental, and societal collapse. He has laid out every possible future where either a localized or a global collapse would just redirect society into something of a feudal system. And then that's when the history portion comes up where Clan Ventru succeeds, excels, and thrives in feudal systems. Those are still echoed through your lineage, your blood, your way that you arrange yourselves now. But there's something about looking at this data, the ambient political charge that is 2025 as you're watching this data populate across the screen. Everything in your guts, every single one of you wants to say, he's an extremist. He's paranoid. He's excessive. But when you look at the data and you look at the figures and you open up your phones or you unfold a newspaper or you dare to get onto the internet, it makes you sit back and think like, if this does happen, and it is possible, at least someone already has a contingency plan laid out. Mr. Garvey steps back. There's no applause to this type of information. This isn't information to anyone other than those wired like Mr. Prim enjoys navigating. The projection screen curls up and he hands the floor back to the Primogen. I surrender the floor back to you for the monthly influence spear report. With your permission, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Garvey. That was informative. And he just kind of stops for a second, kind of give just like a little shake, because there is that part of him that, yes, this is the information that an extremist would give. But he likes the idea of going back to a feudal time.
Mm.
So he's a little conflicted on how he actually feels. And it takes him a moment to address the rest of the crowd and go, yes, reports on influence. Mr. Rowe, do you have any control over mortals in this city?
I I have one known person,
So little. Is
Mr.
that
Prim
because
was he wasn't keen on letting me develop my own influence under his accounting.
hmm, that seems like a waste considering what we just saw? Any and all resources gathered by this clan only make us stronger. You should be learning how to manipulate mortals for your benefit and for the benefit of the kings. Should we find your sire, I might remind him of that.
I will say that I have experience in manipulating mortals and treating the kine as the dirt beneath our feet as they are, but in retainers and allyships, that is where Mr. Prim forbade me from gaining too much power, as he said.
He looks down at his watch. A minute passes, an exact minute, and the lights go out. You're not sure if they go out anywhere else outside. If it's the entire city, you're not sure. But the lights go out here. And in another minute, they come back on. That that was power. That was the power of influence. I just killed three separate CEOs who were blocking me from a new construction project. They were in the hospital. They're dead now. Some mortals died as well. But like you said, beneath our feet, right? I want you to
Exactly.
cultivate such power, Mr. Rowe. Again, something I'll discuss with your accountant. Reports? Everyone else?
The two
And
of you are sitting at the front of the room facing the group. Now, Primogen, you're already aware of, you've already said you're very attentive of your people. The higher humanity venture in this room don't take well to the mortal or the kind being considered dirt. It's offensive, it's cruel, and it's unnecessary. So you can see, both of you, that discomfort as several of them are making eye contact or suck their teeth or consider stepping to the ledge to speaking or interrupting before they catch eyes with Harpy Natasha or with you and immediately back down. The more crueler, lower humanity Ventru are either completely indifferent or find a way to, excuse me, celebrate that type of power. The more grounded Ventru are not impressed. Some of the younger Ventru are like, okay, this is goals. And the two of you are watching, that system move about. Now, this is going to be a question of clarity for Connor. Connor, your primogen asks you, do you have sway over mortals? And you mentioned that you had one mortal.
Yes.
There's a disconnect here between the question that he asked you and how you perceived it. And I'm just going to have Doug very briefly explain to both the viewers and to Connor what you mean when you say influence over mortals. Because you're not talking
Yes.
about thralling a ghoul, you're talking about something much more powerful.
So, the Ventru are known for their sway over mortals. What does that mean exactly? Well, let's take a just quick look at what just happened. The Primogen said that some people were blocking a construction he had. He has sway in industry, in building new buildings and construction and stuff like that. He used his sway in construction to shut down city grids, not just city grids, the emergency power in that hospital as well, because hospitals have their own power grid sometimes. And he called upon his mortal influence, his construction company, his uh, sway over them, and was able to cut out half of Columbus's power grid, whether it was through bribes or just
Mm-hmm.
threats
Mm-hmm.
or however. He took an entire group of mortals, not just a single person. And they're not even necessarily ghouls either.
Mm-hmm. Or are even aware that they're under someone else's influence.
Exactly. He took them and used them for his own personal gains and means. It is not just one person, it was entire companies, entire populations of mortals. That is the power of Ventru.
Does that make sense to you out of character, Doc?
Yeah, yeah, that makes
Okay.
a lot more sense.
Okay. Yep. No, no, no. You're good. You're good. You're good. Does that make sense in character to Connor? This isn't something that Prim has helped you cultivate or grow.
I would say, given the inheriting of Prim's ghouls and seeing the sheer breadth of walks of life that they all come from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's 70 plus of them,
Mm-hmm.
and we've got everything from I gotta go to volleyball practice
She's my favorite. I love Hazel. Yeah.
to the stripper
Yeah.
to I would guess there's a handful of people in politics as well. I mean, looking at the list of the spheres of influence, I would guess Prim has somebody connected somewhere to make something happen that would tie into his doomsday prepper plans of if the world's going to go down, he can have a hand in saying when it's going to go down.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just happen to pick up all of his retainers. To Doug's earlier point, you can have multiple spheres of influence in church or industry or service work or media. And these people never know that a vampire is pulling their strings. Much like how we are today, we are completely oblivious to the people who are pulling our strings. Most of the times, we're just trying to survive from moment to moment, to beat to beat. Ventru know how to insert themselves in between those beats and then face them in the direction that they choose. An Asian woman stands up and she looks to you, Primogen, and you know that she and her team often work on health influence. You also know that she is extremely high humanity and she is livid right now. You can almost see
I
her
was
shaking.
I was going to ask that question. I was going to ask if she was one of the ones who is upset
She
because
is. Go ahead.
uh,
Sorry, I interrupted.
no, you're fine. No, something.
Oh,
Please
she's
continue.
highly upset. She's wearing a very simple flat black dress. Her hair is pulled back into a tight bun, and she's wearing very modest, very simple jewelry. And she stands, and you can see the intensity in her eyes, and she's shaking, but she manages to get out the following. We have successfully reigned control in of the health sphere from Clan Nosferatu. That was a group endeavor that took about 6 months. The Nosferatu are still under the illusion that they have control. We maintain this illusion. As of now, we have the mental health app. Let me correct this. Hold on. We have the mental health app that professionals are using that are screening for potential masquerade breaches during their sessions. And she's shaking and she stops and she takes a deep breath and she tries to calm down. And basically, what she explains is using legal and politics influence spheres, they have mandated a new law that all mental health professionals in the state of Ohio have to catalog their notes of their patient sessions. And from another sphere of influence, health, which she is running with a small group, they have implemented a new AI recorder that goes onto your phone or an app that can be played on your computer that listens to the entirety of your sessions and it spits out a recap of what happened. And those recaps are just able to be uploaded directly into the patient portal. And it provides all of this convenience where the therapist can just immediately move on to their next patient. They can amend these automated notes as possible as needed, but they don't have to focus on doing the administration when they can be treating patients. This is an app owned by the Ventru that were created here. And basically, what it's doing is screening for all the intelligence they get from any patient to see if there's anything potentially that can be concerning, something that can be weaponized, something that can be used. Is someone swearing up and down that they saw a monster? Is someone swearing up and down that they watched somebody eat someone else? Are they swearing up and down that vampires were? All of this is being screened and ported in. And she concludes her report with currently, right now, we have 46% of those mental health professionals in our health influence network that have onboarded the app. Next month, we are going to be releasing a competitor app for those who don't want to use and she gives it like the Mind's Eye Capture app. We'll be we will be releasing a competitor app that we also control. And with respect, sir, I would appreciate it if we do not refer to Kine or murderers as dirt beneath any of our feet. They may be our food, but they are the individuals that we cohabitate with. They are the reminders of our humanity. And she is getting ready to keep going when Harpy Natasha stands up. But I do want to do this showdown with the two of you really fast. She's shaking. She's doing the best she can to get through it.
Koenig is merciful. His eyes flash gold,
Oh,
and she stops speaking before the harpy can do anything. And he looks at her. He waits about 12 seconds or so and says, "Very good. I appreciate your report, and I will take your sentiments under consideration."
Connor and Primogen, you guys both know that that woman has at least two more things she needs to get off of her chest. But what she does is takes her seat. A moment later, boots scratch down the side of limestone as this black woman with the multicolored dreads stands up and she's still on her phone. She hasn't pulled down her phone except for twice when she did her introductions and when the Primoger walked in the room. Otherwise, she has been perpetually on her phone. Now, for whatever reason, Harpy Natasha isn't dinging her and Connor, you're able to piece together pretty quickly. It's probably because what she does for a living is rides her damn phone. It's just what she does. So she stands up with her phone and she goes, per my last email. And she looks over to the harpy. You already know there's some drama there. Incoming freshmen at OSU are now. Oh, by the way, Mr. Rowe, I handle the education sphere. It's me and she points to three other people in the room. All incoming freshmen at OSU are required to take a course on AI fluency. And since half of you are going to have hurt feelings about that, please recognize now that I live in the future, you live in the past, and I don't care how you feel. Harpy Natasha, I record a trivia boon to everyone in the room that has their feelings hurt. And then she quickly goes through all of her statistics about how she is dog walking the education sphere right now. This is everything from the fact that she got a contract passed that's working with the union where teachers are getting a 2.25 increase at the beginning of the first year with a 3-year contract. She's going through food improvements with the elementary and the middle schools. She's bragging on the fact that OSU is now the top producer of Fulbright scholars. And because of her now taking over the influence sphere, OSU has a record number of individuals entering into the NASA program. And she says all of this while she's playing on her phone. And then she goes, "Thank you, Primogen. That concludes my report." And she sits down.
The Primogen looks at the harpy and raises his hand. His feelings were hurt. And he kind of like taps you on your shoulder, and he like motions for Mr. Rowe to raise his hand as well.
Doc
Knowing
with
full
the
well that's not even going to Connor. That's going to Isabel, I
It's
believe.
going to Isabel Prim, your current encounter. Yeah. But you know what? You just got her some debt. And there's a whole value in that alone.
Mhm.
At least she
She
doesn't owe the
deserved it.
debt. You're getting her debt that she can use,
Yep.
which is power in itself. A small handful of other people raise their hand, mostly just to piss this woman off. Whose name is Monica Darby. And she acknowledges every trivial boon that the Harpy has recorded. She doesn't care. And then she
I,
takes a seat.
she's a career woman. I respect that. I respect that well. Okay.
Doug, do you have any influence reports to share just to kind of give an idea of what the Venture are doing in the city and how these spheres work?
Sure. Currently we are working with the Toreador to, yeah, uh, purchase and renovate um, theaters that are not doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is, of course, beneficial to us because now the Toreador owe us. And just in case there's someone who's interesting inside these theaters, we might be
Oh.
able to poach a ghoul or two from them.
Oh.
Find talent. We need more stage directors.
Yes. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yep. Hashtag put it on a t-shirt.
Put it on a
Doc,
t-shirt.
put it on a t-shirt. Doc, do you have any fun ideas for influence that the Venture are doing in the city right now?
I had an idea actually with
Yeah.
the police sphere.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
With the increase in police surveillance, the clan themselves have been finding ways to track down individuals who may be an issue.
Oh, okay.
Given and correct me if I'm wrong here, storyteller, is the knowledge about people of a certain variety coming to Columbus known throughout the domain yet? The hunters
Mm,
specifically.
no, so far you haven't heard any reports about that at all.
Okay. Well, I feel like it would be important to keep an eye out for those kinds of things,
Mm-hmm.
and also monitoring for people who might be worth being brought into the fold.
Oh, kind of like a pre-screening for potential embraces. Yeah, and a
For Clan
pre-screening
Venture.
for potential embraces. That's good.
Mhm. Mhm. Now, is this something you actually bring to the Primogen's attention?
You know what? I have a great die for moments like this, Doug. I call it the happy sad
Oh,
die,
Let the die tell the story.
let the die tell the story.
and it says yes.
Oh, so I love this. Can we just bump? Multiple people are talking about their influence spheres. Da, da, da. Doug, did you have another example you wanted to throw out really fast?
No, I like his.
Okay, so then we get to the
Because
very bottom, and this segment is getting ready to be concluded when.
I have a report, Primogen.
Please. By all
Through the
means.
influences of Mr. Prim's network, I found that we found footing in the police to surveil potential people to be brought in as kindred into Clan Venture who may be worthy of our vitae, either as a true king leading of high society or a criminal able to lead an enterprise from beneath what we would consider the level. And we've identified at least one possible person that we've been tailing to determine if they are indeed worthy of an embrace.
Hmm. This. This is what I was talking about, Mr. Rowe.
I'll
He
just
looks out
nod
over the
silently.
crowd. He looks out over the crowd for a moment. Was there someone who reported on the police influence?
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a good story to give it to you. So yeah, there was somebody that reported on police influence. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Price,
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes.
you will be giving all of your contacts in the police sphere to Mr. Rowe.
I'm sorry, sir.
You heard me.
And he looks like a cornered rat. There are two walls that are quickly closing in on him. He doesn't have anywhere to go. He has nothing more to do but comply. Yes, sir. I will make sure that those documents and contacts are ushered into Mr. Rowe's custody.
Good. Your numbers have been subpar and your imagination lacking. Mr. Rowe came up with a better idea in a night than you have in a year. Help her. And he points to the one on her phone.
I'm sorry, what?
You have a new associate. Mr. Price will be helping you from now on with OSU.
Oh, but he absolutely lacks imagination and doesn't produce numbers. Why are you putting on my... Yes, sir. Understood. Yep. I'll be happy to onboard Mr. Price, who hasn't sold a damn thing in the last 76 years. And she goes right back to her phone. I offer a minor boon to the primogen for my disrespect.
Harpy, give that boon to Mr. Rowe.
The harpy acknowledges.
Am I allowed? This is me like, am I allowed to collect a boon?
Not even a little bit, but they're
I was
still
gonna
going
say.
to you. They're still going to you. They're going to wind up sitting on Isabel Prim's ledger. Now, what she does with them from there is on her, but
That's what I was thinking. I was like, that doesn't seem right. Like, I appreciate like the sentiment is noted, but I'm like, damn, that goes to Isabel.
yeah, it goes to Isabel, but she could transfer them over on your acknowledgement. They're
She
still
won't.
tagged. They're still geotagged with your name on it. Just you can't enforce them or call them.
Yep. Mr.
Monica.
Rowe. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. Monica has something to say.
Nope. I acknowledge Harpy.
Does she have? Okay. Good, 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 good. Mr. Rowe, you have been given a responsibility. I would like to see your plan bear fruit in 3 months.
Of
Do
course.
not disappoint me.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And Mr. Rowe, should you do well, we'll have discussion with your accountant. 30 years is long enough.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else? And he looks out over the room.
This is a very charged room right now that is strangled into compliance and silence. You have people that are upset. You have people that are proud. You have people that think this is the funniest thing that has happened. There's a small group of people that's like, this is the best venture meeting we've had in weeks, months, years. This is spectacular. We need to start bringing scandals in more often. This is delicious. This is the best day ever.
It's important to note that the Primogen has a shit-eating grin on his face. He knows exactly what he's fucking doing.
Wait, the Primogen or Doug? I feel like the answer is just yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
The answer is yes. Yes. I mean, let's look at this again, guys. He's revered, cherished, feared, domineering, resourceful, tested, and knowledgeable. He knows exactly what he's doing. And it's one of those things, Connor, where you're just like, man, you would love to see him and Prim in a room together. It would probably be really good times. The meeting continues once we have closed out the influence sphere. And Doug, we talked about this briefly off call, but here in call, what's the best way to address Sooker? Is this something that you want to play out where it happens in game where someone calls it on someone else? Or do you want to just do a, hey, Connor, are you familiar with what Sooker is?
Well, I think it's important that people know what it is so they can appreciate when it happens. Succor is a special thing that Ventru do because Ventru are kings and we help kings, right? So it shouldn't be at any point in time. It should be when you really, really need help that you will uh, walk up to another Ventru and say, "Dear cousin, I implore you
Those exact
to,
words. Yep.
yep, that to assist me in X endeavor." And again, should not be called for any reason, should not be your first go-to because Venture should always aspire to finish the fucking job.
Mm.
Can I cuss? I can cuss,
Oh
right?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You can drop everything you want here,
Okay,
baby.
cool, 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 cool.
We are fucking language friendly here.
Oh, you
Hell
should see
yeah.
some of the early episodes. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Um, and I think, Bridgett, and you can
Mm-hmm.
tell me if I'm wrong.
Uh-huh.
Uh, did you give a name to the lady on the phone?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I can
It
give you
was
right now.
Darby, Miss Darby.
Yeah, hold on really fast. Ready NPCs. Our black millennial who is much more interested in keeping up with every beat of her
Monica
phone right
Darby.
now is Monica Darby, the one who just took in Mr. Price from the police influence sphere.
Um, I think this is one of those moments for Mr. Price, not for Miss Darby,
Okay.
where you will see him be very concerned because he doesn't know what the hell to do. She was absolutely correct in him being archaic and stuck in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And so he implores her for tutelage in the sphere so he can actually succeed.
Ooh. Which is a big ask from Miss Overperformer that can't have somebody on her team that's going to ruin her numbers or ruin her influence or compromise her status. So
And
that is a big ask.
it's
Oh,
going to
that's good.
slow her down a lot.
Yeah. And she's got goals.
Mhm.
Like she's not going to get your seat or the harpy seat if she's not performing here. And this is you. So this is a big ask for her because this is her reputation, her time on the line. So just as a point of clarity here, Doc, do you understand what the ethic of succor is now?
Yeah, it's like your Hail Mary. You're gonna help me on this.
Yeah. Yeah. Now to elaborate, and then Doug, this is just us going back and forth. And what it is, I'm pulling from the Ventru clan book right now, just because they don't have it in the By Night Studio rules, which it's impossible to put all the 25,000 pieces of lore into one book. But basically, when you're looking at Ethica Succor, Doug described it perfectly. There's a key phrase that you have to say, and Doug, what is it one more time? It's cousin, I
Dear
implore you.
cousin, I
Yep.
implore you.
Dear cousin, I implore you. Now, here's the fun thing, Doc, from a Ventru side, and this is something that Prim hasn't told you about. If you decline to help a Ventru in this, there are dire consequences in Klein. You can be removed of status, you can lose favor, you can lose access, you can be shunned from meetings. Depending on how bad of the request of the sucker was that you denied or failed to follow through on, they could even snatch your clan. You could drop to being a caitiff and they can kick you out of clan Venture altogether. Sucker is the Hail Mary. If you use it and abuse it, you can lose it and be removed from clan or even destroyed in house for this type of abuse. It is absolutely my back is against the wall. I don't have any other options. I am pleading for you right now to come toes to the line with me, and Ventru will come toes to the line for other Ventress. One of the reasons they've stayed in power for as long as they can, because to my knowledge, Doug, and you've got more World of History or World of Darkness history than I do, is there another single clan that has a mechanic like this where they can call in house and be like, I need you here now?
Technically speaking, the Tremere can do that, but the Tremere are backstabbers.
Yes.
They'll be like, "Oh, you need help? Sure. What do you need help with? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll be there." And then they will be there
And they'll be there.
with Molotovs to burn you down. Right? But no, I mean, as far as doing the Hail Mary, your Ventru cousin basically can't say no.
Yeah.
There's no other clan that will do this.
Yeah.
Like, not to the extent that the Ventru will,
Yeah.
because they will tear down walls for you.
Yeah. Ventru stand together. So when this hits, Connor, you've never heard of sucker before. How are you metabolizing this particular experience? Because you can feel the shift in the room. You recognize that a phrase was enacted and like everyone had to come to attention for it. And Monica, she's having literally the worst night of her life at this point. I, God, you're a fucking moron. You're calling sucker on this? Yeah. Yep. Nope. I'll absolutely help you. No problem, dumbass. Sit down. Come here. You might as well get started now. Price is going to get up and shuffle over. Connor, how are you metabolizing this? Because this is a new tool. This is a new
Yeah.
perspective that you've never had before.
I would say the first thing is noting the unique phrase because calling someone cousin is weird in
Yeah.
terms of the Ventru. It doesn't seem like it's a word we would use for our clanmates.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I hear Price say that, I'm gonna kind of like perk up, and be like that's odd, and then watching everybody in the room just bristle to it, kind of a well, that's also odd.
Hmm. Some
And then
people straight up clutch their pearls.
and hearing the exact word sucker used, I'm gonna try to put two and two together in my head. I'm like, okay, clearly asking for assistance in something here, and she hopped to it. She went from I will give a boon because I was insolent to yep, whatever you say. And in the back of my mind, there's gonna make a tickle there as far as knowing everything that Prim has with his influence,
Mm-hmm.
his ghouls, his status. There's almost that brief moment of, what if he ever asked for this? Knowing that for the last 30 years, Connor has perceived this man as an island.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that the clan themselves will jump to and help when this is called, that's a new one for me. Never seen it before. Never known if Mr. Prim ever called it.
Or has had it called on him.
So it's more one of those trying to keep a neutral face,
Yeah.
but failing miserably.
Let me get you and Doug to throw chops really fast.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We're throwing them in 3, 2, 1. Throw them.
I threw
Okay.
paper.
Scissors.
Primogen, you are looking at this. I was going to call him this baby, this lamb, but you're looking at this man beside you, and you can see. I've seen your sheet, Doug. I'm not going to waste our time comparing numbers. Plus, you won outright. You can see that this young king beside you, this cousin to your left, has never heard of sucker before in his life. I know you explained this out of character, but what does this look like in character?
In character, the Primogen is concerned, visibly concerned.
Mm,
You've been in accounting for 30 years, and this is like this is what a brand new venture should know. Because if they ever find themselves in trouble, if their counter ever, I don't know, disappears, this is certainly something you should know about because then you can call upon all of the kings, all of your clan to come help you. And to see that someone who has been in accounting for 30 years doesn't know the very basic survival tool of the venture
mm-hmm,
is deeply concerning.
mm-hmm.
So the Primogen will put a hand on your shoulder and lean down so you can hear him. Bridgett, can I ask for a chop?
Yeah, you're going against me?
No, him.
Oh, yep. I'm out of your way. I'm counting down in 3, 2, 1. Throw them.
Paper.
Paper.
All right, we're comparing traits. What are you trying to do, Doug?
I am trying to use terminal decree.
Oh shit, never mind. You're out here using powers.
Yeah, yeah, I'm using a power. Yeah,
Nope, I love it. I
absolutely.
love it. I love it. Nope, hold on. Let me get to where you are right now. See, terminal decree, 229. All right, sugar pie. You are able to do your rouse check to knock this off. You've got all your things. All right. What are you doing with this power right now? And hold on, what is he comparing this to, or what he's resisting with?
I have the sheet.
Terminal.
I put it in the sheet so we don't have to look it up.
Oh, so we don't have to do this. I love you.
Yeah. Terminal decree is actually used with submerge directive and mesmerize. So it's going to be your int in resolve versus my manipulation and persuasion.
Love it.
Int and resolve is 5 total.
Okay. I got you beat.
Yep.
I I'll
As he
pretend to
should.
be shocked.
Right. Let me
Yep,
find my
yep.
surprise face.
Yeah, surprise face. Um, and I mean, should you want to use like a willpower retest, I don't know
Mm.
because we
Oh,
no
that's a beautiful thing in By Night Studios. Nah, it's just you ate,
nah.
you lost, you lost. It's fast. There's no retest.
Okay,
There's no oracular. There's no luck. You lost. You lost. The only retests you have are the gifts that the storyteller gives you. It goes fast in
fantastic.
this system. Yep. He lost.
So
Yep.
he makes eye contact with you, and again, his eyes flash gold, like not even not even flash in this moment. They just they capture you. It's almost like staring into like a cobra's gaze, right? Like it's just mesmerizing. Um, and he whispers, "The next time you see your counter, you will stand up to him and demand a proper education." And that's it. And it is the way that power works is the next time you see him, there's a
Mhm.
dominate command waiting, and it's gonna pop.
I'm writing that down right now.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, throw that on your sheet because that's going to be triggered next time you see the birthday boy.
Oh, and so we're clear, it doesn't matter what's happening around you. Terminal decree will put you in danger. If
If
it's
you're
in
in
the
the middle of
middle
a
of the fight,
combat,
yep,
if you're in the middle of court,
yep,
but it's
you could
when
be
you
in,
see him next.
yep.
Oh, Doug, you're giving me so many story seeds that I can plant and grow later. I love the way we tell stories together. You gorgeous, gorgeous beast. Connor, you know that there are powers that you don't have access to. There are powers you haven't explored. Here's my question for Doug. Is he aware that something has been used against him, or does he just feel inspired in this moment to do this the second he sees Prim again? Is this fueling righteous anger that he sees, like all of this education that I've gotten in the last hour? Where was this the last 30 years? I'm going to confront Pim when I see him. Or is this, oh, wow, this Primogen just put me toe to toe with my encounter when it happens? Which one is it? And I don't care
Uh,
what the book says. What's more interesting right now?
well, the way I've always looked at dominate is you can be very subtle with dominate.
Hmm.
There's nothing saying that the first couple of words or even sentences that come out of your mouth have to be a part of the command.
Okay.
Um, I would say you lost pretty heftily.
Yeah.
And with him being as manipulative and persuasive as he is, um, you you don't know. He just told you, and whatever comes out, whatever you feel as Connor should come out in that moment is what you should go with, whether it be
Also,
righteous anger
mhm,
or indignation.
you have a new directive that is sticking on the inside of your rib cage as if like just those bones are slathered in a peanut butter, almost like a gelatin of righteous anger. Because you that man has tortured you, humiliated you, abused you for years. But he's also kept you from this. You suddenly understand why he hasn't brought you to any meetings.
Yeah, he's been holding this back.
And holding you back.
Maybe
Next,
Connor will stop lying to himself.
ooh, say that again, sorry.
Maybe Connor will stop lying to himself then.
Even better, maybe he'll actually see himself. Primogen, next item on the agenda that you are aware of is the Fort Rapids investigation follow-up that's going to be presented by Shreya Singh.
Miss Singh, you have the floor.
Miss Singh is going to stand up and she brushes out her skirt and she fixes her blouse and she gives the following report. Thank you, Primogen, for the floor. The situation at Fort Rapids is still ongoing, as you're all aware. The city is still under lockdown, but my sources tell me that Her Eminence, Nia Glass, Prince, will be releasing that likely within the next 72 hours. I was able to move some clan resources with the permission of our revered Primogen to purchase some information from the Nosferatu, and of course, directly from Her Eminence, Prince Nia Glass. Now, my gratitude to Harpy Natasha for helping facilitate these conversations, and my deepest gratitude to our Primogen for empowering me and giving me the resources that I need to move some of these hurdles out of the clan's way. This is the information that I have presently. The building, Fort Rapids, has been secured and warded. There is no threat, Primogen, to the Masquerade, which is a tradition that we defend with our very lives. Item number 2, we were able to determine that there were 47 mortal corpses in various state of dismemberment and torture. We're still piecing some of the body parts together, but the labs that we have brought in can confirm that we are looking at least 47 mortal victims. And you can hear the groans or the grief or the agony, especially from these high humanity Ventru that are in the room. The entire facility, Primogen, was wrapped in oblivion and oblivion related powers, concentrated focus, dangerous levels. I don't know if this piece of information is true, so I would ask that you take it with a grain of caution. But I am understood that Her Eminence, Prince Nia Glass, when she went onto site, was actually repulsed by it herself.
Hmm.
Item number 5. All homuncular servants have been confirmed destroyed. These creatures were created with evil magic and corpses and despair. Item number 5. Several kindred were removed from the water park. None of them, including Scourge Justice, are able to be awakened. We do have confirmation that these kindred, especially the ones with the clan symbols that were written on their chests, were all confirmed missing persons of Columbus. They were also all confirmed to be thin bloods. There's shifting, there's movement, there's scattered, but she continues. Point 5A. 11 of these kindred that were originally suspended by hooks. Again, they were all confirmed to be thin blood, despite the clan symbols on their chests. Item 5B. The current estimation is that whatever patient 0 is doing is some type of ritualistic experimentation. We know that she has the ability to create bulk thin blood nests. Her Eminence, Prince Nia Glass, has already sent this information up to the Justicars, and then like everything in the room falls flat.
But just to carry it.
Yes, Primogen.
Interesting choice. One would think you would employ the services of the Archons before you call upon the Justicars. Continue.
Thank you, Primogen. From what we can tell from this patient 0, and again, revered Primogen, this is only an estimation. This is not something that I have verified fact on. These are merely projections and predictions. We think this patient 0 is either trying to create a new deviation of a thin blood, or then she pauses and she looks to you, Primogen, and you can just tell this is a hurdle that she's going to jump, but she doesn't want to. Or somehow mutating thin blood to have the properties of a proper clan. Three functioning thin bloods were apprehended from the Fort Rapids Water Park. 2 are in the custody of Her Eminence, Prince Nia Glass, and 1 was recently purchased by deploying a final major boon over the prince by Gloria St. John.
Hmm.
Primogen, with your revered permission. And she's going to glance over to Connor and then look back to the Primogen. It is my understanding from the reports that I've received regarding Fort Rapids and conversation that happened here prior to your arrival that the county Connor Rowe, Mr. Connor Rowe, of, well, was it Isabel Prim, I believe, at this moment, was actually on site at that incident. I would like to open the floor to him if he had any additional perspective to share. With your permission, Revere Primogen.
Mr. Rowe, you have the floor.
It's me shaking the finger at Bridgett. Mm,
Oh,
I'm waiting
Tracy's
for
going
this.
to love that shit when we get to Sunday's recording.
Tracy's going to lose her fucking mind. Uh, I was indeed at the Fort Rapids water park myself. A Bruja, a Banu Hakim, and I'm gonna hesitate to throw Leah under the bus. And a Thin Blood were drawn there, believing that justice was on site. We thought we located him to extradite him from the situation. I took what I believe to be my fellow brethren of Clan Ventru based on the clan symbols carved on them. And I was not aware that they were in fact Thin Blood. We quickly found ourselves overwhelmed by the I can't even think of the words for what we saw, the sheer torture and brutality that I'm glad to know that it was warded and sealed off, but we did the best we could to try to rescue justice. As a member of the court, we thought that leaving the scourge to die would be poorly received. We weren't aware of what was happening when we got there. In fact, that's where the shadow demon attacked us. And I fought to defend the group. And I'm intentionally leaving off the part of why I fought the shadow demon.
Yeah.
Well, the Primogen will. He's given you his full attention the entire time you're talking about this. And when you stop talking, um, he ponders something for a moment. You can see the gears turning,
Of course.
Mm.
and he two questions, Mr. Rowe.
Yes.
You saved the scourge of the city?
We we got him out of that situation. We believed him in danger.
And you, of course, asked for a boon for saving his life?
He wasn't responsive at the time. Our priority was to get him to safety to Prince Nia Glass. Though if he
Understood, but that's not what I asked. So the answer is no.
no,
You will remedy that.
of course.
You and this group of kindred who so valiantly saved the Scourge's life when he was unable to perform his duties and was captured.
Understood.
Second question. Who sent you there?
Mm.
We went of our own accord. We weren't sent. We knew that leaving justice to whatever fate he may have been in there, we thought maybe something had happened to him, and that it was worthwhile to act well we could rather than waiting for someone else to do the job. When somebody's missing for 72 hours, it isn't strange, but it's enough that if somebody like the Scourge of the City goes missing for 72 hours, there's something at play that needs remedying.
That shows Initiative, Mr. Rowe. More initiative than, say, the sheriff had.
Oof. Oof.
Damn.
I ain't here to pull punch. I give him. I don't care.
Oh.
Damn.
And that means perhaps the sheriff owes you as well. You and your group, your friends, perhaps your coterie.
I'm
Mm.
trying to hide that face as soon as he says coterie.
I mean, he just looks
Uh,
at you. He doesn't say anything. He
right.
doesn't. He's not
It happened to be
demanding
just.
an answer.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him one then.
Okay.
Oof.
But
Noted.
Yeah, that's a noted.
Noted. The
I'll say
Venture Primogen will remember this.
everyone just like that.
I love it.
I will make it a point to bring this up to the sheriff the next time that I see them.
If he has issue with you bringing up such a sensitive topic, please send him my way.
Of course.
Anything else, Mr. Rowe?
That's all there is to report from the water park beyond what's already been said.
Exemplary work.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Rowe, for that testimony. I appreciate it. Revered Primogen, that satisfies the duration of my report.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the thoroughness.
Thank you, Primogen. Your compliment honors me. And she takes her seat.
Okay. The Primogen will look out over the crowd. He is seeking one Mr. Calder. Mr. Calder. What does he like? Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
just he was like, yeah, I don't know who this NPC is, so we're making it up
Sure.
on the
Wait.
spot.
Yep,
But I
yep.
love the idea. This is a bald black man that has like two empty chairs to his right or his left, so he has his elbows propped up on either of them. And he's been sitting back, like just watching, metabolizing, taking everything in. So you do the Mr. Calder, and he sits up. He doesn't do a verbal acknowledgement. He just sits up and looks to you.
Mr. Calder, it's good to see that you can remain nonplussed during such dire reports. Please offer your assistance to this group should they come across further Oblivion-related problems, seeing as how you control most of our occult information.
So Mr. Culver's eyes shift over to you, Connor. And then they shift right back to the Primogen. And he gives a single hard nod, and you can see the left side of his lip just kind of pull back in a smirk. Because what you said was he controls the occult influence sphere, which he does. What you didn't say is that he also has Oblivion.
Yeah,
So
that's why he's our foremost expert.
so just the lip pulls by. He just gives a nod. And if it looks like you want an audio or an audible confirmation, he'll give it. But otherwise, he just gives a nod. And when you do the non-plus, he just kind of gives you the, and he eases back into his chair and hangs on to the two empty lady chairs next to him.
The Primogen, with Mr. Calder, respects his composure and does not question it. So, anything else on the agenda?
The last person who had the floor was Shreya, and she says, "No, Primogen. If it is your will and your desire, we'll be moving to open floor."
Open floor it is, then. I'm sure some people have something to say. And he looks dead ass at that one, the NPC who controls the health sphere. He looks her just dead in the eyes.
No, wait, 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 hold on. Let me go back to see who that is so I can embody that NPC really fast. This is the Health Sphere.
Yeah,
What nonsense was that today? She's so upset at you. I
she's
believe this
mad
the Asian
about
woman
the
who's
yeah
pissed.
Miss Singh, I believe it was.
Yeah, I don't even know if I gave her a name because I think I did her on the spot, or I might not have. Hold on, let me look real
Okay,
fast.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think did her on the spot. So you're gonna make direct eye contact with her. Ooh, Doug, just throw me a chop.
Sure.
We're going
One,
in.
two,
Uh-huh.
oh,
Go ahead, count 'em out.
one,
You're my
two. Yeah,
storyteller.
yeah, 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 yeah. I got you. One, two, three. Okay,
Ooh.
she wins.
Rock over the scissors thrown by the assistant storyteller. You make direct eye contact with her, and she makes direct eye contact back with you. She crosses one leg, or she uncrosses her right knee over her left so that both of her little kitten heels are on the floor. And then she crosses her left leg over her right, folds her hands in her lap, and then just lowers her gaze.
He uh he sits upright in his chair, still looking her dead in the eyes, and just a single word that carries through the entire room. Disappointing. Anyone else?
I'm so tempted to have this broad frenzy on you, but we're at the end of the recording, so I'm going to be nice to everybody. But I'm so close to having her frenzy right now. But she's gonna sit in the aura of her disappointment in yours. Open floor, disappointing cuts through the floor. As three collective storytellers, does anything else hit open floor? There's been a lot of gossip and a lot of juice and a lot of energy. But does any other Ventru bring anything up? Papa.
The thing I was going to say, I'm not going to say anymore.
Um, I think I think there is someone who doesn't want to be disappointing. And he stands up, looks the Primogen dead in his eyes, just like he did the lady,
Mhm.
and goes on about his views on why humans are not dirt. And it starts with a respectfully, Primogen, I think you're wrong. And then he just kind of goes into a small speech. And the Primogen just sits there, listens, nods, and gives him a little golf clap. Just a
Not disappointing.
not disappointing. Yeah. And that's it. That's it for me.
I like it. Doc, jumping into a storyteller seat. Any other Ventru bring up any open news or anything you think would be interesting for open floor as we kind of head into the last 5 minutes of the recording?
I I'm still trying to process something you said 10 minutes ago.
You
That's
I
fair.
I
Yeah.
completely valid.
Yep.
Wholly valid. There's one thing I did want to clarify as Doug is helping me design Ventru genre in Sanguine Arch here. Doug, Sucker, from my understanding of Ventru lore, is an in-clan secret almost. Like outside of clan, typically people don't know that Ventru can do this to each other. Now, in my experience with the game, I got called out on it one time, and it's like, listen, I know I'm not supposed to know Ventru internal politics, but did you just get sucker called on you? And it was like this big moment where I was just like, well, fuck. Yeah, but and they're like, okay, well, I've seen enough Ventru get bent over because of this. My question for you is that's the Ventru lore that we're operating with in One World by Night. Here in Sanguine Arch on Symphony, is Sucker something that's common knowledge? Or is it something that is kept close to the Ventru chest?
Um, Personally, like I love the org, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but it's got its own living history. It's a
It
game that's
does.
been being played for 25, 30 years, right?
Yep.
So there's not a lot in One World by Night that people can't find out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just 30 years of talking to Ventru or,
Mm-hmm.
paying the Nosferatu to give you a bunch of money or
Mm-hmm. Of info, yep.
information. Yeah, info. Um, in any game I run outside of the org,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to think that clan secrets are still clan secrets.
That they're still airtight. Okay.
The airtight. And if someone comes up to you who's like, if a Bruja comes up to you and says, hey, cousin, I implore you, you should probably find a way to burn his haven to the ground. Yeah,
Okay.
like during the day, no chance of him getting out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he knows too much. So here in Sanguine Arch on Symphony, our ruling is clan secrets are clan secrets. So Connor, you have access to the ethic of succor now. You know how to mobilize it, you know how to use it. And just based on what you're understanding from the room, that's not something that should be shared outside of another venture. Now, what you do with that information is you. But per Doug's statement, the last time a Bruja did that, right of destruction was paid, and that Bruja didn't wake up the next day. Nothing else hits open floor Primogen, but you know your people extremely well. You're knowledgeable, you're domineering, and you're feared because you understand what makes people tick and you know how to use that against them. Clan Venture is going to be jumping until the next quarter.
Good. He
Like,
wants motivation.
well, you just threw enough chum into the water to definitely keep them going. You wouldn't be surprised if the next Primogen meeting somebody challenged you for your seat.
I'm here. Can we do that as a note? I want to note
Oh
that.
yeah, yes, yes we can. Yes we can. I'll even let my backers pick which of these Ventrue NPCs we made up today is going to challenge you for your seat. Absolutely.
I'm gonna be
Maybe
disappointed if it's not Miss Disappointment.
Miss Disappointment. We'll give Connor or Doc. Give Miss Disappointment a name right now. This is an Asian
Uh,
woman who is high humanity and is over the health influence sphere.
the name Olivia is coming to me.
Olivia.
Olivia,
Yeah.
uh, I'm terrible at last names.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Hold on.
Olivia Kwan.
Olivia
Quan.
Kwan,
Q
love it. Oh,
Quan.
I love it.
oh yes.
Olivia Quan. Okay. I'm putting her in my notes as Miss Disappointment.
Miss Disappointment.
I am also adding her to my note sheet.
Primogen, after that gentleman stands down, after addressing his very personal but almost philosophical, theological approach on humanity
Mhm.
and how humans are not dirt and referring to them because language is da 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 and influences this, and this is not the example we need to keep for blah 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 kindred. And the second we see them as less, we see ourselves as less, and blah blah blah. It's the same argument that you've heard over the decades. This one is a little bit better. This at least has some originality to it.
Yeah, yeah. No disappointment.
No disappointment. And at least he stood up and said something to you. It is on you to conclude the meeting unless you have anything else you would like to add.
Koenig will stand, and he will address everyone in the room. I know for a fact that some of you learned some things this evening that might have upset you. But remember, whether you hate me now, hate Mr. Rowe, the lack of accounting he's had, or the practices I employ to get what I want, we are kings, and kings rule. We don't bend the knee, and we work together. Whether we hate each other and what they do, not. I wish all of you safe passage for the evening. Meeting adjourned. And that's it. He walks out through the crowd.
Just quick blips as you walk out through the crowd, as you're the first to exit. As soon as you pass Monica Darby, she is going to flick the side of Mr. Price's face and sneer at him. I was like, get up. We have work to do starting now. And he measles his way up to his feet and he's immediately almost in lockstep with her as she begins following you out on your phone. Somebody else do another NPC description as we're doing this as an outro.
Uh, well, just on that note, real quick,
Mm-hmm.
the Primogen really, he takes note of that. And he just kind of, to her, is, I hope you can utilize him in imaginative ways. Don't disappoint.
And she just bit her tongue to stop from having to pay another apology boon. Her debt sheet is probably comical at this point. Honestly, Harpy Natasha should probably cut her off and be like, you can't put any more debt out there for this nonsense.
Yo, any more debt, she becomes a friggin' liability. Like,
Liability, you say?
And liabilities per our chronicle
Are
sentence are destroyed. Yeah, so she just gives you the smarmy fingers, but she never does drop her phone. That stays in her hand.
Of course.
Doc, do you have a NPC quick outro as the Primogen is exiting the room? And
Yeah,
then
I
we're
got
going to
one
end with you personally.
I got one for Mr. Culver walking out.
Yeah.
The man beyond nonplussed, nonchalant. He stands up and just kind of brushes his shirt off as one does. And you're not quite sure where it came from. A toothpick materializes in his hand. Almost like a sleight of hand. Kind of picks his teeth a little bit at it. And as he walks out, given what was said to him with respect to Connor, there's that brief moment of just like, he walks out and winks as if to say, I know more than you'll ever know.
Oh.
I like
And then just turns heel and walks out.
Connor, I'll have to give you this from the back of the room as you catch that wink from Mr. Colder as he walks out and he's flicking his teeth with a toothpick. The back lights, the overhead decorative bulb lights, all blink out when he walks beneath one of them. It's just they blink out and blink back on. They blink out, they blink back on. They blink in and blink back on. That wink as he heads upstairs.
Cinema.
Pure, absolute cinema.
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 I knew I'd like you, Doug.
Pure cinema. Various individuals are collecting into their pockets. They're speaking, whispering, gossiping, but mostly everyone is picking up their things and heading out. And Connor, you're sitting in that seat next to that wooden throne, I'll carefully call it, with the emblems and the writing. And you're there. You're watching the last 3 or 4 individuals move their way out. One of the last individuals you hear leaving with the clack, 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 clack of her heels is Harpy Natasha and her assistants as she's recording the last of the boons of the evening. And you are actually going to close us out.
I will, much like waiting for everybody to slow down coming in, I'm going to wait until I'm the only one left. It's kind of like watching people leave, and I'm assuming every now and again somebody might say something in passing in leaving. And as soon as I'm for sure the only one left in the room, I'm gonna sit in that chair. And it feels right.
My boy.
And that, friends of the symphony, is where the symphonic note, the boardroom, comes to a close. Thank you so much for joining us and have a wonderful day. Bye,
Bye,
guys. Mwah.